You came in like a thief, and you stole the crown. Your lies keep piling up, and we watch them weigh you down. The fair agree that you stole, they run the whole fucking show. But we are not afraid, and we will not let go. The bigots rise, and you fan the flames. You build an empire of fear and pain. You're hand in hand with the billionaire scum, selling out this country while you play dumb. Burn it all down! Tear the walls apart! We will not bow! We will not lose heart! We will put an end to the hate! We will put an end to your lies! We will stand side by side! And we will rise! You think these cages are built for the poor and for the weak, for the families torn apart while you laugh and tweet? Look at the puppets dance to the corporate sound, but we are still here and we will stand our ground! There is blood on your hands! We have seen the truth erased! You put the prophets first! Instead of the people you've displaced! History is watching, and it won't soon forget. It may not be you this time, but you can soon be next! Burn it all down! Tear the walls apart! We will not bow! We will not lose heart! We will put an end to the hate! We will put an end to your lies! We will stand side by side, and we will rise! Rise! Burn it all down! Tear it all apart! Burn it all down! Tear it all apart! Burn it all down! Tear it all apart! Lies on the screen from the Deadlight Machine! Burn it all down! They killed the American dream! Don't blame an escalator! A tower built on decay! Smiling like a tyrant while the world fades away! Fear and hate is the name of your game! Divide the people and shift all the blame! The truth is dead! You sold them for fame! History won't forget your name! Fake empire! Built on greed! Fascist clown! Watch it bleed! Break the chains! Fight the fire! Dethrone the king! Take it higher! Broken in cases! You have got blood on your hands! Worship the dollar while you ignore our demands! We storm the gates! Our rage is fueled by your lies! We will sit back and watch as your empire crumbles and dies! Fear and hate is the name of your game! Divide the people and shift all the blame! The truth is dead, you sold them for fame! History won't forget! Nay, nay! Fake empire! Built on greed! Fascist clown! Watch it bleed! Break the chains! Fight the fire! Dethrone the king! Take it higher! You build walls! We break them down! You spread lies! We burn this town! You breathe fear! We fight back! empire going down. No more kings, burn the crown. Justice call, hear the sound. Rise up now and stand your ground. All out. Promises right. Promises right. On a gilded stage, dividing the people, fueling the rage. Walls built high, but compassion's low. Truth buried deep beneath the show. No more lies, no more deceit. We will bow down, we will retreat. Voices loud, we stand as one. The fight's not over, it's just begun. It's just begun. Families torn at the borderline. Justice denied, time after time. Prophets soul on the planet burns. When will we learn? When will we learn? No more lies, no more deceit. We will bow down, we will retreat. Voices loud, we stand as one. The fight's not over, it's just begun. It's just begun. It's just begun. Resist the power and break the chain. Rise above all this hate and this pain. Together we're strong, we won't divide. In our unity we will find our pride. The fight's not over, it's just begun. 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 The fight's not over! Whispers turn to battle cries. The truth is dead, been fed to lies. They sell us lies in the name of peace. What justice rots beneath the leash. They write the laws just to serve the few. We bleed beneath the red, white, and blue. But freedom's fire still burns inside, where truth and treason often collide. So raise your voice and raise your fist. We are the storm that they can't dismiss. No more kings and no more crowns. We are the ones who will burn it down. The tree of liberty must feed on the patriots who dare to bleed. The tyrants tremble when freedom rings. We are the roots and we will bring the thunder rolling through the land. With fire in our hearts and blood on our hands. No peace without the will to fight. No dawn without the rebel night. The balance a joke and the court's offline. And America to justice like a decade behind. So strike the drum and light the flame. Each beating soul will rise again. The people's wrath is a sacred flood. The soil drinks deep the martyr's blood. So raise your voice and raise your fist. We are the storm that they can't dismiss. No more kings and no more crowns. We are the ones who will burn it down. The tree of liberty must feed on the patriots who dare to bleed. The tyrants tremble when freedom rings. We are the roots and we will bring the thunder rolling through the land. With fire in our hearts and blood on our hands. Not for glory, not for gold, but for the stories that were never told. For every voice that they tried to drown, we will plant the flag and hold our ground. So raise your voice and raise your fist. We are the storm that they can't resist. No more kings and no more crowns. We are the ones who will burn it down. The tree of liberty must grow with the blood that only the brave know. And if we should fall, then we fall as one beneath the rising vibrant sun. The tyrants will fall and the people will rise, because freedom never truly dies. They build their towers in the sky, hoarding wealth while the workers die. Billionaires with blood-stained hands, trampling lives to expand their brand. They say they earned it, they say it's fair, but they only take while we despair. Their pockets are fat and their hearts are cold. Working ourselves to death makes them more bold. But now the time has come for the people to rise up. We will never bow, we will never kneel. We see our lives and we know the deal. You hoard the wealth, you crush the poor. We're coming for you, you capitalist whore. This land is your land, this land is my land. We will fight side by side and hand in hand. The system is rigged, it's all just a game. The rich pull the strings, the poor take the blame. Wealth hoarders live in mansions, the people live in chains. The billionaires don't care, they cash in on our pay. Luxury is a cage, it's been built on the backs of the common workers that they keep under attack. But we the people, we've had it rough. Their empire is fragile, we've had enough. And now the time has come for the people to rise up. We will never bow, we will never kneel. We see your lies, and we know the deal. You hoard the wealth, you crush the poor. We're coming for you, you only got harm. This land is your land, this land is my land. We will fight side by side and hand in hand. No more silence, no more living in fear, no more being divided, no more broken man's tears. Don't try to keep us down. You are not our king. In every city and every town, let motherfucking freedom ring. Because the time has come for the people to rise up. We will never bow, we will never kneel. We see your lie and we know the deal. You hoard your wealth, you crush the poor. We're coming for you, you capitalist whore. This land is your land, this land is my land. We will fight side by side and hand in hand. It's better to die standing on your feet than living a lie down on your knees. It's better to die standing on your feet than living a lie down on your knees. We signed up to fight for freedom, not to be the boots on the necks of Americans. You used us, you lied to us, and now we're coming to square the account. Get fucked and die mad about it! Admin Tip 360, bitch! that we fought for liberty, but we came home to fight hypocrisy. You turned a rifle around our peace. You crushed dissent, you unleashed police. You sent us in just to guard your throne. You turned the streets into a combat zone. No one wants to know. Not in this fight, we are the light. Whether it's day or night, no one wants to know. This ain't no game. There is only one true, we are the same. You armored up and sent the troops to beat down kids in protest groups, to guard the banks, protect the suits, so that they can't keep us under their boots. You wave the flag like it's a threat, but we remember every single bet that you left to rot, alone and discarded, while CEOs got golden parachute parties. Anyone walks alone, not in this fight, we are the light. Whether it's day or night, no one walks alone. This ain't no game. There is only one true, we are the same. To every citizen still asleep, wake the fuck up! To my fellow veterans, remember your oath! Our freedom is dying right beneath our eyes! The people in charge tell us nothing but lies. The common people starve while billionaires eat, and we're the ones tossed out in the street. Let's save the rich, let's make them pay their share. Paying their taxes is a burden they can bear. Make billionaires right again! Not in this fight, we are the light. Whether it's day or night, no one walks alone. This ain't no game. There is only one true, we are the same. No one walks alone. Not in this fight, we are the light. Whether it's day or night, no one walks alone. This ain't no game. There is only one true, we are the same. No one walks alone. I got something for you. Hang on to your asses. Golden towers, velvet ropes, behind the mask, a vulture chokes, power suits and dirty hands, wag the dog in desert sands, victims screaming into voids while kings play gods with broken toys, airbrush lies on every screen. What the hell does justice mean? Lock room, VIP, predator in a crowd walking free, blood on the floor, hurt trooping chains. How many more gonna scream in vain? You built your throne on broken laws. Now you're scared, you know what you saw. Silence bought with piles of cash. Erase the files, burn the trash. Martial law for damage control. Draft the bar to hide your soul. Wanna light the world on fire just to dodge the light trip wire. History is a loaded gun. Tick, 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 you better run. Lock room, VIP, predator in a crowd walking free. Blood on the floor, hurt trooping chains. How many more gonna scream in vain? Your kingdom shakes with every name. You'll kill us all to dodge the blame. this ain't conspiracy, it's confession. Hidden in plain sight, full suppression. You laugh while the system bleeds, but the streets remember what you need. Truth, there's a cry. You just spare the time when the lights come by. Your ass is mine. Locked room, VIP. No more secrets, no more gates. Dragged across your marble floor. Truth is kicking down your door. I said I'm young and believe the vow. Stars and stripes, I wear them now. Trained to fight and trained to lead. Wore the flag like it was all I need. I went to war, that was my goal. Buried brothers filling bullet holes. Did what I had to cause that was the cost. I came home proud but broken and lost. The other party used me and threw me away. Now I see through the games they play. They wrapped their lives in red, white, blue, but the blood on my hands was never for you. It was never for you. They said freedom, they said truth, but fed me hate since I was a youth. Republican dreams, conservative pride, just uniforms for the greed they hide. Where were they when the VA failed? When my friends came home and we all derailed? Where were they when we screamed in pain? Too busy chasing power and gain. All the party used me and threw me away. Now I see through the games they play. You bring support to wave your flags while you turn your backs on body bags. Don't turn your back on the fallen. You say that I betrayed you. I bled for this country. What did you ever do? You cheered for war. Then you ran from the wounded. I see who the traitors really are now! I gave my all. You gave me lies. Soldiers die while your empire thrives. Call me woke. Call me lost. You never paid the fucking cost. And the party used me and threw me away. But I won't be silent one more day. I fight again, not for your pride, but for every soul you left behind. The party used me and threw me away. But I won't be silent one more day. Justice ain't red, justice ain't blue. It's the truth, and it's coming for you! Marching down the street with your MAGA flags, being serpents' lies while you're waving that rag. Screaming freedom while you chain the weak. It makes me sick every time you speak. Beneath your cross, beyond your screen, you sold your soul for a fascist dream. Keyboard warrior that don't know pain. A cultist clown whose leader's insane. You are a king, not a constitution. You crave control, not a revolution. But you lick the boots, you're a rich man's pawn. You say you're free, but your freedom's gone. You're not with us, you're a fucking disease. You live in fear, spend life on your knees. Try to own the limbs, but you just don't regret. You fake your fate, now you choke on the dead. The party of law and order, but you storm the hill. You back the blue except when you're out to kill. You wave a gun in your neighbor's face. Fake ass patriot, you're a fucking disgrace. History watch while you took your stand. We saw what you did all across this land. American patriots don't kneel to a king. You're a fucking simp sucking that cinnamon ring. You are a king, not a constitution. You crave control, not a revolution. But but you lick the boots. You're a rich man's pawn. You say you're free, but your freedom's gone. You're not with us. You're a fucking disease. You live in fear. Spend life on your knees, trying to hold the limbs, but you just don't regret. You faked your fate, now you choke on the dead. You traded your hood for a MAGA hat. The mark of the beast, you believe in that? You don't believe the words that you shout. You chant just to drown out the doubt. You were born to lose and you still started this game. The fire is coming and we are the flame. We're gonna tear it down, bury it 6 foot deep, and we'll never forget that you're a shit. You are a king, not a constitution. You claim control, not a revolution. But you lick the boots, you're a rich man's pawn. You say you're free, but your freedom's gone. You're not with us. You're a fucking disease. You live in fear. Spend life on your knees, trying to hold the limbs, but you just don't regret. You faked your fate, now you choke on the dead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 26, 47. 1, 2. He wraps himself in red, white, blue, and lies. Makes empty oaths and louder bases boast. He stokes the fire, civil reason dies, and feeds the walls of anti-loyal hoes. He plays for strong and bladders for a ghost. The sirens feast and tear freedom for stealth. His throne is built on smoking shit posts. He sold us out to buy a gilded crown. Lady liberty, let truth come down. Expose the rapists who tried to drag you down. Let history brand and not with any renown. He sold us out to buy a gilded crown. He scores people who bled for law and land, and praises the mob that stormed the sacred floor. A coward's grin, a scepter in his hand. He chooses chaos, shatters every door. His pledges rot the meaning nevermore. He trade the truth of treason, gain renown, and still he begs for power, blood, and war. He sold us out to buy a gilded crown. Oh, Lady Liberty, let truth come down. Expose the rapists who tried to drag you down. Let history brand him, not with any renown. He sold us out to buy a gilded crown. He turns his back while tyrannies grow bold. He whispers secrets where the hawk should warn, and all for what? Some towers fake and gold. A name embalmed in scandal, loud and worn. No martyr here, just falling to be worn. A fraud and silken jester in a gown. The gospel's house of shame we won't adorn. He sold us out to buy a gilded crown. Lady Liberty, let truth come down. Expose the rapists who tried to drag you down. Let history brand and not with any renown. He sold us out to buy a gilded crown. Oh, Lady Liberty, we let you down. Oh, Lady Liberty, we let you down. When truth is lost beneath a gilded name, and green parade as patriotic pride, the people's trust becomes a tarnished flame, extinguished where deception dares to strike. This man does not deserve our loyalty, because he thinks that he is royalty. America! Fuck yeah! King praise in 78, 76, so you can suck Our collective dicks are full of lies, built high on fear and spite. Commands with bluster, rage, and crude disdain. What once was up and wrong to serve the right. A conscience cries in vain beneath the strain. This man does not deserve our loyalty, because he thinks that he is royalty. America! Fuck yeah! King Brains in 7876 so you can suck our collective dicks. No kids! The motherfucker must go! No kids! Straight to jail! No kids! Or we can show! No kids! Him the gates of hell! He mocks the weak, the weary, and the poor. Yet calls it strength to trample those below. The soul of service darkened at its core. What seeds he sowed, we're reaping what we sow. This man does not deserve our loyalty, because he thinks that he is royalty. America! Fuck yeah! King Brave since 76 so you can suck a collective dick. And time will move on and truth frequents its stage. No crown can outlast the people's rightful right. And time will move on and truth reclaims its stage. No crown can outlast the people's rightful rage. Baldo people!
And we're live. No fanfare, just we're live. Fuck it.
We're here.
No countdown, no throat punches.
Nope. We just throw it
here
right
and
in there.
go.
We're like, fuck, we do it live. Bill O'Reilly.
Graham's here at least.
What's up, Aaron?
Hey.
All right. So, Rachel Burns, you've been following the Sons of Liberty for a minute, right?
A little bit. Not as long as my husband, who's the bigger fan. I'm sorry.
Uh-oh. Is he jealous that you're on the live stream and he's not?
He's going to be jealous that I got your number and he doesn't.
Damn.
I just need to point out, for the sake of disclaimers, that I give live stream guests my number and vice versa now, because that way if shit happens and they need to text and be like, hey, I'm running late, or hey, what time is it? We're good to go. That's all it is.
Wink.
Mr. Burns.
And all it is here as a disclaimer is I think it's about 60 miles per hour wind outside. So if we lose you guys, it's not because I didn't like you.
That's some pretty heavy wind in Iowa. Is that a normal occurrence there?
We do have a few turbines. So yeah, I think the wind is a weekly thing here.
Hello all, how are you?
All right, we've been joined by Doug and Elo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fresh off their conquering tour of DC.
Oh,
I mean,
that's this guy.
you know, I saw Matt there one day, but still more than 0 days, which is more than I can say for some people that didn't make it out there.
Be my byline for the rest of my life. Showed up one day.
So, have we all done the introductions and all that good stuff yet? Have I missed out?
No, I was going to do it a little differently today, because Rachel sent me like a resume, which was a first for me. And I was looking it over, and I'm like, God damn! So not only is Rachel running for office, but she is a speech language pathologist. She is an educator. She's a first responder. She is an EMS instructor.
Mhm.
And oh, by the way, a Democratic Party candidate.
That's me.
That's a what? So that was just like the Cliff Notes version for Dummies version. What
It's my version.
what else is not there that we don't know? Like, go ahead and introduce yourself like all the way.
Well, I feel okay. My audio is already not great, so you're a little choppy for me. But I think you did a great job reviewing the Cliff Notes. I am a speech language pathologist. I have been so for 19 years, mostly in schools, which means I know the education system very, very well. But since 2020, I've been full-time in my own private practice, which helps me know the healthcare system inside and out. I do my own medical billing, so that's super, interesting. I am a volunteer firefighter. I'm a volunteer EMT, and we are in a tiny little town. So sometimes you only get a couple of us, and I'm one of those. From that work, I also became a medical examiner investigator for 2 rural counties. So I do some work in the out-of-hospital death investigation world. I'm a mom of 2. What else? I am an EMT instructor. I've done a lot of things, but pretty much always in the public service world.
So you're a firefighter EMT.
Yeah, we're so rural that you kind of have to do all the jobs. But yes, I am a volunteer firefighter and volunteer EMT. I didn't catch that last one.
I said Bernard Taylor better look out. He was on our show. He's a very attractive, very well-built candidate running for office who is also a firefighter. He's a paramedic, though, not an EMT.
Oh, well, la-di-da.
Right?
We like our paramedics. We like our paramedics because we bring them meds, and people like their meds when they're in pain.
Shots fired already.
So the big thing that I want to note for everybody who's tuning in up front is that Rachel has a special election on Tuesday, November the 9th.
December 9th.
December 9th.
Sorry, did I say November 9th?
You've lost track
What I
of
meant
what
to
month
say
it is.
was
2 weeks.
I'm living in
Understandable.
fucking Total Recall. 2 weeks.
It's all blended together
December 9th. Tuesday, December 9th is a special
That's the day.
election for Iowa's District 7. Now, what's the special election for? Can you give us some background on that?
So Iowa House District 7 is a super rural, geographically very large district of the Iowa House. We have 3.5 counties. And so I decided, I think on September 13th-ish, okay, I'll run for 2026. There's nobody else stepping up to do this on the Democratic side. We can take on the incumbent. And 6 days later, the incumbent quit in the middle of his term to take a Trump appointment.
Happens.
Yeah, so he's, I believe, with the USDA now, still in Iowa after he got, a vacation from work with the government shutdown. So that made it become a special really quickly and unexpectedly. And now that's what we're doing.
Do you have a Republican challenger?
I do. Yeah, I have a Republican opponent.
Welcome. Let's go to you.
What kind of dirt you got on the Republican opponent?
Right. What you got? What you
Do
got?
you need any help with that?
Yeah, so are you familiar with the Iowa Liberty Network?
No.
The Iowa Liberty Network?
So my opponent last year primaried the incumbent. and did very well in that attempt, and received a lot of funding from the Iowa Liberty Network, which I
Wow.
understand as a Christian agency
is.
that would like Christian individuals to run the government.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
They claim to be nonpartisan.
So by
Well,
liberty, they
Commander.
mean the other thing.
Right.
Under
I
his
will see.
eye, Commander.
I can tell you from the
That should
minute
be
I
the
heard
root,
Iowa
motherfucker.
Liberty Network, I was like, that sounds like a fascist regime. Like,
Yeah,
they-
I don't know.
oh,
I don't know. I
Same.
don't want to associate
Read
with them. I
between the
don't know
lines.
much about them, but that's what I can tell you that I've seen.
It's all right. We can read between the lines.
Yeah,
on
you
that.
guys are smart.
Any scandals we can pin on this candidate and maybe like embarrass them? Like, I don't know if you know, but in North Carolina, in 2024, the guy that was running for Republican governor was not white, and he described himself as a black Nazi.
Oh yeah, that
Who-
guy.
Said that that black people should be enslaved, and that he wanted to own some. It's like, bro,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Anyway, he denied it, and then people found the proof, and it went viral before the election. So, like, what do you have on, this opponent that might accidentally be leaked?
Yeah,
Right.
nothing
I'm
like
through
that.
fucking around with these people.
Although if we're talking history of racism, my opponent is endorsed by my neighbor who goes by the name of Steve King. Maybe you guys have heard of him.
Who?
When you say neighbor, does he actually live next door to you?
Yes.
Oh, what?
Oh boy.
I guess he knows who that is.
I would be playing mariachi
Oh.
music all day long at Max.
So it's about okay. So you're maybe not getting how rural we are, but it's about a half
Oh,
a mile.
okay.
How many acres?
Neighbor,
Yeah,
like he's
maybe
the next house
2/3
down,
of
but
a
it's
mile.
like 80 miles.
Ah, okay.
No.
But still.
My closest neighbor, but it's maybe 2/3 of a mile.
Okay. I hear you.
Still, it's
So the mariachi music really needs to be
It's gonna have to
really-
blast.
really loud.
Yeah, so
I feel like we
like
can
I
arrange
come
this.
I come from a family of musicians, so like a household owning a PA system with many speakers and monitors and a couple of amplifiers is nothing new. So like when I decide I'm gonna party, it's loud.
I do. One of my kids is ham radio operator license, so maybe like we can use those skills at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been out on the well, I'm sure you have. Is this like just the starting of campaign season, or have you already been out on the trail, spoken to people, seeing where the constituency is already?
That one's directed at me. I'm getting a little
Yes.
broken.
So I was saying, have you already been out on the campaign trail? Have you already met the constituency, or is this like just the start of the campaign season?
Oh yeah, no, we're in it because I'm 2 months in, and have just 2 weeks left. Yeah, we're in it. I've been knocking doors. I've been talking to people, going to lots of events, up to 6 events in a day if it's a Saturday. Yeah, but definitely at the doors.
And this town, is it is extremely red, or was it just gerrymandered the hell out of for the other guy to win?
Oh no, this is extremely red. This is Western Iowa. This is 3.5 counties. And the county where I reside had, I think, 78% of people who voted for Trump.
Wow.
So as you get out there and you're talking with potential constituents and folks as you're campaigning, what are the issues that are jumping out to the folks you're talking to? What's on their minds? What matters to them?
Some are the things you would expect. Like my platform is education and healthcare. Yes, we're hearing that. We're hearing affordability, obviously. Cost of insurance is big, not just health insurance. We're talking homeowners and auto as well. And like a lot of people just kind of getting dropped from their homeowners for being rural. But the number one thing people are saying at the doors is they're literally using the word civility, and they are asking for government to stop fighting.
Mm.
So that was maybe a little unexpected that I just hear, like, when I say, hey, what's like the most important issue for you right now that I can help with at the state? They're like, civility.
Civility.
Over and over.
Wild.
Yeah.
And they voted
I
for
don't
Trump?
disagree, but that's
Yeah.
Right.
that's pretty telling.
Yeah.
It is telling. And with it being a special election, this is not every door. It's not literally door to door. These are targeted doors that are Democrats, many inactive voters for obvious reasons that they haven't had a choice or a voice in a long time. Lots and lots of independents were knocking, and then some Republicans.
Do they have, do you guys have open primaries?
So for this special, we will not have a primary. We had a nominating convention.
I just mean in general. I just mean in general. Are these people not usually voting? Because they can't vote. There's no candidate in the Democratic primary.
There's no yeah. So I've
Right.
lived here in this area for 16 years, and other than like a presidential election, no, we're not really getting primaries.
So they don't. I mean, there's no. Sometimes I know that I'm from area like that where it's 70-80% Republican.
Yeah.
And there's no, and my parents are registered Republicans because that's the only way they could vote in the primary, basically.
Yes. And that's true out here too. So like when you look at the voter registration numbers, they don't speak the whole truth, because people register with that R to vote in a primary, or because it makes them feel safe and not targeted by their neighbors. And we're hearing that too.
Right. Yep.
So
heard from a lot.
You going out there, and I think Matt kind of hit on the question I was hitting on too. When you tell them about, I'm always hearing that 70% of America wants healthcare for free, wants the healthcare for all. That's the goal, right? And
that's my goal,
and that's your goal. And 70% of America wants it. In a red state that voted 73% for Trump, it's the perfect place to ask the question, what do they say when you say that? Are they up in arms? Are you hearing the exact same thing that the math says? Like, yeah, we want that.
Here they're afraid of paying more taxes. And there's also this, like, you guys know, there's massive disinformation out there about who's getting free stuff. That people, so at some of these stores, people are like, but what about the immigrants? Like, if they're not here legally, we don't want to keep paying for them. And so they're kind of stuck on some of that disinformation that's out there and being lied to, even though it's not a very culturally diverse district at all. That is like a worry that somebody has fed to them.
Now, can you imagine the type of person who says, I don't want to get free healthcare if they're going to get it? The fuck are we talking about, man?
It's
lost.
really weird.
It's
like, I'm good at listening to people. I'm good at talking with people, but some stuff really blows my mind. So like over the weekend, I was at an event that was at a bar out of my district a little bit. So there's one county that I have half of, and I was like in the other half. And there was a Republican voter who wanted to chat with me, even though he doesn't live in my district. And we're having the conversations, and he says, Rachel, here's the difference between us. I want what's best for me and for my son, like so much, so badly. And he says, and you over there, you want that for everyone. And
he said it out loud, didn't he?
He said the quiet part out loud. And I was
of
like,
course.
Right, but everyone includes you and your
That's
son.
literally the fucking job of a politician.
The permission structure.
I don't
allowed that to be okay.
Like, that blows my mind.
You're everyone. Am I right?
You're part of everyone.
How
We
dare
are
you
everyone.
care about me as a constituent? Ah!
Right.
I would like
But
to be-
Iowa did this weird thing this year, which was getting rid of tax brackets for state income tax. And so people are like, but how would we pay for healthcare? And
So it's like a flat tax, basically?
We're a flat tax,
Oh.
3.8%.
Hey, that's funny. Okay, that's one of those things that the Republicans like to say, hey, let's try flat tax. Guess what they're trying to do in Wyoming, and I think they're trying to gear up for it in Texas, where I live now, is let's get rid of property taxes, and we'll do it all with sales tax.
Oh,
Because used taxes
the poor people pay
always
for everything.
always come down
Let's
heavier
give it
on
a
the lowest
whirl.
income bracket.
Let's crash it. All you can say is, hey, let's let it crash and burn, and then we'll see where we're at.
I don't know, but it's hurting. Like, I am part of everyone. It's hurting me when it crashes and burns, guys. Like, I don't like it. It's
so far.
You know, the guy that's trying to cook my pizza at the gas station and work at the cash register there is getting taxed the same as. Yeah. Yes, Casey's. Yep. I was gonna say, I don't know if are you guys on the 7-Eleven side or the Casey's side or like
7-Eleven here.
Yeah, like is getting taxed at the
Yeah.
same rate as the wealthiest landowners, corporations, which has put us in put our budget in a deficit.
Biggest question.
Shocker.
So I want to read you something, and this is meant. You'll hear the question afterwards. This is, I think, the biggest problem to tackle for every single Democratic candidate, and I come with something like this almost every time when I get the chance. I'm going to read you something. This was left under a speech that Big Sarge did on YouTube or in DC. It was put on YouTube. Here's what David Combs says. He says, "Vets suck. Drunken addicts. Alvin Moody claims disabled. $2,700 a month, but did my boxing program easily. Fraud." And I want you to know that this person a year ago, well, more than likely he's an Indian bot or from Myanmar or something like that, as we found out on X. But in reality, the same people who wear the American flag just a year ago are saying this. We've seen it on Facebook. We've seen it on all of the platforms, and not all of them are bots. The type of mind, the person whose mind changed from "we love the veterans" to literally, they suck. They are drunken addicts, and they're ruining our country. The vets, the veterans, who I used to play John Wayne about and rumble my flag at the top of all of my trucks, especially in rural areas.
Mm-hmm.
How the hell can you get someone who turned that far away to see you as not some weird other than American? I don't know. If you're willing to turn on vets who you just a year ago would have said, we're all for the vets, and then because Trump says it, they can say something that crazy. What's the plan on getting them to hear you, listen to you?
So some of them,
it has to be a good one.
Like, this has gone too far. Some we cannot turn. Like, we cannot welcome these people back if they're not ready to be welcomed back. But one thing I've had some success with is just storytelling from the most devastating things that a person can see, because I'm on that fire engine. I'm in the back of that ambulance, and I am investigating out of hospital deaths. And I will tell you, the number one group that is dying by suicide from firearms is older white men. And in rural Iowa, I'm able to say, these are our veterans, these are our farmers, and we have to do better. Like, something is missing here, guys. Like, in the mental health world, this is a forgotten group, and it's not okay.
Speaking of healthcare and the challenges faced by rural communities, what are your plans as far as, say, telehealth and what that means to rural communities?
So telehealth is super close to my heart because I've been doing telehealth before telehealth was cool, meaning that pre-COVID, when I started my speech therapy private practice on the side, I was even then heavy on telehealth. And then that really let me transition smoothly during COVID to continuing to provide speech and language therapy and assessments using those routes, and I still do. So the biggest mess most recently with telehealth was during the government shutdown, that Medicare allowance for telehealth was ended because it was expiring on September 30th. So we didn't get that push through that COVID extension that keeps getting extended, meaning that insurance can pay for telehealth at that CMS, that Medicare level. That didn't happen. So that was not cool because it targets rural Iowans the most. It targets people, or rural people. It targets people with disabilities the most. It targets even some like homeschool families that have multiple kids that, like, we're not all going to load up and travel for all of our either mental health or speech therapy or whatever kind of appointments it is. But man, like, that has hit rural areas hard. Telehealth out here is the first line of defense or assessment or screening for mental health in particular. And that's happening even in a therapy clinic where you can go and see a clinician. Right now where I live, if you need to be assessed for the first time, you go sit in that office and wait because there are no appointments. You just wait. And then when a computer comes free, you can do your evaluation, your initial evaluation over telehealth. Now, for treatment, you're probably going to see a real person, an in-person therapist. And then in the emergency room side, these rural hospitals are having to use telehealth as that first screener, that first evaluation. So then we can say, okay, maybe you need an inpatient bed, but guess what? It's rural Iowa. So we're going to sit here in the ER for 2 or 3 days and try to find you an inpatient bed. So it's been an issue. It has been extended after the federal government reopened again. But to me, that's harming vets. If you live where I live, you have to drive a long way to the VA. And so any services that you can get from the comfort of your home without being out in bad weather traveling or spending money on fuel, we need that access out here.
And to dovetail off of that and the earlier pickup on the disaster that is veterans suicide in this country, what is the availability of mental health like within your district?
Not good. And that we see a lot of on the ambulance side. So as a volunteer EMT, not paramedic, we see so many people that have waited kind of a long time to seek any treatment, and then it becomes an emergency room visit. And that is going to get so much worse January 1st when we see things go down regarding the ACA tax premium credits. People for physical or mental health are going to wait so much longer till they're really, really sick, or they're not going to have primary care. They're only going to have ER access because EMTALA says we have to give ER access right now, whether you're able to pay or not. It's going to get worse. It's bad already. Like I said, in this area, if you need to get an evaluation, you can drive to a clinic and sit there in the waiting room, but they're not even really giving out appointments. They're like having you like first come, first serve evaluation, unless you're at the point where you need an ER visit, and then you're probably sitting there too. We're not equipped for it out here, and providers aren't going to want stay here to work here when it's like this.
Yeah, medical care deserts are a real issue that we're seeing, especially in America's more rural communities, as rural clinics and even some hospitals have been shutting down, particularly in
And
their
it's the
policies
same
against
thing on
nutrition.
reproductive care out here. Like
Yep.
anything that in a city you would just consider normal access, like out here, it almost feels like a specialty.
Yeah,
you know, there are
'cause
hospitals that
don't deliver. Yeah, they don't have any.
they
don't have
don't. And
services.
so I have a child who's 12 who was born at the closest hospital to my house right now, and that hospital is not doing labor and delivery anymore. And so in response to that, they called all of us together as ambulance crews and gave us more training. So
Yeah,
like,
'cause you have to.
right, but I don't want. Do you want a baby delivered in the back of an
I
ambulance by a
know.
volunteer
No.
EMT?
It's like you said. It's like
That's
it gets to a
wild.
point where it's an emergency and there's no other choice.
Yeah. And then it's like it really reduces choice, and it targets access for the poorest people, for people who work at those meat packing plants and they can't just take the afternoon off for an appointment. It's not good.
Yeah, yeah.
I know-
Especially in a
you
country where both infant mortality and maternal mortality is ridiculously, disproportionately higher than developed nations and equivalent population centers. It's really
It's
just
higher than some
heartbreaking,
undeveloped
yes.
nations. It's like that list of every time I look at it, not only does it keep falling our number for infant mortality, every time a Republican's in office and more of these weird laws get passed in rural areas, I mean that number for infant mortality and motherhood, birthing mortality,
maternal death rate is bad.
maternal death rate
Yeah.
is like we're down.
In Texas, it's terrible, and
Like
they
we're
just
at the
don't
place
address
where
it.
people who you didn't know the country existed unless you're a historian.
know.
Like, it's ridiculous. But I have a question, and it's a tough one, and you may not even have an answer. Number one, Donald Trump is the rumor mill says that now they're going to have to be on the side of extending some of the Obamacare stuff, and of course that's just hilarious to me after all of the crap after going to court and everything, all the crap, and then the Democrats. Go ahead, please, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, and don't forget, Obamacare was Republican.
First,
Because they didn't want Medicare for all.
exactly.
They made it so that it had to loop in the insurance companies.
So now that that's on the rise, so now that that's it's only in the rumor mill. The real question is, as impossible as it seems, is there a plan? I noticed that one of your platforms is keeping the rural hospital opens, reproductive care, and I know that what you were just talking about, right? What's your plan? Is there a plan? Is there a plan you get behind that someone else has, an idea of a plan? Do you have concepts of a plan on how to deal with that?
You're
Even though you may not, I mean, because now if the bill's passed, I mean, the bill has passed, it's coming. Is there hope? Like, is there a plan? Is there something you were thinking about?
Is there hope is just like the theme of the past year. Like, is there hope?
Right.
And you're throwing out so much. So yeah, like tax the rich. Let's have some health care. Let's get preventative care so we can save money on the most severe care. But I could go on all day about that. But as one House seat in one state, the thing I can do right now is bring the tiniest amount of balance to the Iowa House. Because with our prior representative who quit, that House was at a GOP supermajority. And so whatever the governor wants is easily pushed through. And the Iowa Senate was that way too, until our recent special election with State Senator Caitlin Dray, who was able to flip that seat and break the Senate supermajority. And so that's the big thing here, is if we can have just a little bit more balance in Iowa, that is a good start. And that might be, we might not accomplish very much in one session, because if I can win this, I get one session, and then we got to vote again because it's a special, and it's in the middle of the term. So yeah, I'd love to go on about how actually states could do a Medicaid for all and how these things make sense, and we need revenue for it, but it'll be worth it and it'll be cost saving in the long run. But I'm not magic. I can't do that in one session with one seat.
I like that you said that. That is the type of honesty that I think resonates, because people are done with the lies and the charlatans. I want to bring up something and see what you think about it. I've been speaking with another candidate, I won't say who, but they had an idea of, since there's not much we can do legislatively after the money's been spent and the bill's been passed, would you think about a collective kind of, since it's charity, but kind of funded by people who donate, and then the donations go to people who need it, who need insurance when they don't have it, and someone would have to apply, but instead of it applying to the government, you apply to a nonprofit, and a nonprofit is funded by both donations and the government. If you had enough people, more and factions, not even the government, but if you had enough people to do a collective like this, and not have to rely on the government, and enough Democratic people in the House where you'll be sitting to push something like that in their communities, as opposed to even in the House. You'd love to bring up something like that in the House, but the reality is reality, like you just said. Does that seem feasible, tenable, workable, thinkable?
But we shouldn't have to.
I know you shouldn't have to, but
we shouldn't
it's just
like
the reality.
That's like, oh yay, like everybody, all churches got together and I changed my little free library to a little free pantry during the end of SNAP, like, but we shouldn't have to.
I agree. Like,
if government can't just keep people alive, what's the point of it?
I'm with you, but the reality is the reality.
You know what this sounds like to me? This sounds like Christian health sharing networks that I have a little bit of experience with trying to bill as a speech therapist. And as a provider, they take sometimes 2 years to pay, because they're like, yeah, we got you. That claim is approved, but we don't have the money right now. So when we get the money, we're totally going to send it to you.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Wow.
And that's where I see that going.
Yikes.
I'll definitely pay you later.
Yeah. For a hamburger today?
Like you fixed the kid I was working with was actually a feeding and swallowing. It wasn't even pronunciation, stuttering, whatever you guys think speech therapy is. It was like a literal nutrition issue. And they're like, yeah, we got you. And they paid me 2 years later. So it's kind of hard as a provider to think about that concept and be like, okay, but can I feed my own kids 2 years later?
Right.
Like, I kind of need income now.
I've got a neighbor who's a psychiatrist who works primarily with kids, and hearing your story on that is very, very familiar with exactly what she goes through as a solo practitioner, of trying to get everything billed through and having to fight with the insurance company and deal with their bullshit about any little thing they can find to screw it up, delay it, whatever. It's just anything to avoid having to pay it. it's such a racket.
It's all on
And
this.
now, right, what I'm seeing most recently is they're not even like digging through to like see what they can deny it on. Some of these claims, and especially prior authorizations, are hitting AI, going through so fast, and I'm getting an AI denial almost immediately on some things.
Mm-hmm.
A friend
And
of mine.
Iowa has done this weird trick of having managed care organizations for Medicaid. So we've got 3 companies in Iowa that are supposed to be giving the same Medicaid or the same CHIP, Children's Health Insurance Program. Here it's called Hawkeye, which is I'm sure a acronym. But the MCO system has not helped us. It's just like putting more layers and more confusion because it's all supposed to be Iowa Medicaid, but you can have 3 kids in one family who have 3 different MCOs and 3 different, rules and 3 different reasons to deny claims or prior authorizations. And it's not equitable at all. It's like, I've got one MCO I work with that says, okay, we're legally only allowed to approve speech therapy in 12-week increments. I got another one, same state, same Iowa Medicaid, and they will approve speech therapy for a year at a time.
I think about
It's nonsense.
a friend of mine
It
who
is
used to work
nonsense.
for a certain insurance carrier that I'm not going to name here, but she, as working as a claims adjuster, had a quota of what percentage of claims she had to deny. Didn't matter the quality of the claim, whether or not they were
even
valid.
make sense in reality.
She had to get to that number, and if not, she'd be let go. They'd file someone else in to do it.
I've talked. It's when you monetize something that should not be monetized. Like that is what the kind of stuff that happens. That decisions aren't being made based on data. What the priorities are. The priority is you're making money.
Well,
So
and then the
why
complexity
decisions are made that
and
way.
the legal matters around it are such that any court case is going to be so costly and expensive that most people can't afford to fight them. They know they're in the wrong legally. They absolutely know they're in the wrong, but they also know there's almost no way for most Americans to fight back. Just none. They're just going to have to take it. They're going to have to pay the full $400 for that specialist visit. They're going to have to pay the $200 for that prescription each month, even though they are covered. It is legitimate, but there is no way that person can afford the $10,000 it'll take to fight it out in court.
Yeah, court. They have their own. There's your way of doing it, of challenging claims, but it's not. It's appealing to the people who made the decision, basically. Yes, Tim.
I got a quick question.
He's waving around.
Yes.
Yeah. So my drink is empty. My big Sarge's snowflake tear collector glass.
Oh, we're sorry.
I'm gonna go get a quick drink real fast. But before I do, I swear to God, I'm still making eye contact, but I couldn't help but notice. Is that an Iowa trans or an LGBTQ pride shirt?
I was gonna say, what's the significance?
Oh
of that?
yeah, I like it. It is
shirt.
Iowa. Yep, it's an Iowa.
I thought so.
That is from one of the things I think Iowans are most proud of, at least the cool Iowans are it's from a company called Raygun.
Oh, Raygun. Okay.
Raygun makes amazing shirts, including this one. But
they do.
That's Iowa
nice
with the flag on it.
There's not a Texas. I bet they don't even bother with the Texas ones.
So my campaign shirts are union printed at Raygun as well. So I'm pretty proud of those those guys.
It's nice.
That's pretty awesome. So first Sarge gets the phone number, then he's making eye contact. What's next?
Listen, motherfucker, don't have Mr. Burns coming over to my house being like, Smithers, the house.
Oh, but he thinks this is making it better.
Up in here and shit.
Mr. Burns loves the LGBTQ, man. Get out of here. We're talking about.
All right, I'm gonna go make a quick drink. I'll be right back, y'all.
I have a question that comes out of all of this, which is, how do you have some experience now? You deal with people in the community a lot, but now you've been knocking on doors too. How do you deal with people when they are definitely have been voting against their own interests, and get them to you're not going to convert them like within like a 5-minute, 10-minute conversation, but you know, what can you do when you know that that's the case, when people are definitely doing that? Because, you know, I think the healthcare thing is interesting. I try to gauge it based on local news comments, which, you know, I know it's bad for my mental health, but I do it anyway, because I'm trying to see what these people are saying. Like, what do they
Right.
think? What are they thinking? And they do recognize that healthcare, you know, is an important thing, and that they don't understand why everybody doesn't have it. They're mad about the illegal immigrants thing, which is
They really are
nonsense
here
and
out here. They
ridiculous,
really
and
are.
it's a lie. But just the fact of that being an issue, that maybe it's a valid point to point out that the Republicans don't have a plan, never have had a plan,
Right.
and don't even have. It was a
Right.
lie that they even had a concept of a plan.
They don't
But
want
how
a
do you
plan.
talk to
Correct.
people that are voting against their own interests with things
Yeah.
like healthcare?
You know, the real answer is listening and empathy, but then kind of just saying the stuff they're saying back to them as a question.
Wow.
Mhm.
Wow.
So like,
Yeah, yeah.
okay,
Therapists,
so you're
everybody.
Right.
We need more. We need more. That's all I'm saying. Go ahead. I apologize.
I mean, but just that idea of like at the door, somebody's like, yeah, that's great, but the immigrants. And I'm like, okay, so talk to me like about people with undocumented status. So they are your number one top like concern, like day-to-day survival wise, they're affecting your life. And then nobody can say yes to that, you know. And I don't know if I'm convincing people or changing their mind. But another thing I have said when people are literally like, I've had a couple people be like, I am not voting for you. And I can kind of stick my foot in that door before it closes and say, now that that's out of the way, what matters to you in case I represent you anyway?
Oh,
That's nice. That's
wow.
nice.
I like it.
And
Turn
people
that
like
around.
hearing
Yeah.
that. They like
Therapist.
hearing that I was registered as an independent for most of my voting life. I've thrown around the phrase recovering libertarian, and I don't know why, but that connects people out here that they're like, okay, so maybe you're not like some weird extremist. You're just like a regular working Iowan who's trying to help.
Yeah. You're not
Like,
some kind of
that's the goal here.
shill.
You're not
Yeah.
some type of terrorist Antifa, you know. So that's the key.
Well,
Not that drill
Don't tell
sergeant.
them that. And you
So-
might not want to wear that shirt.
Mm.
So,
but you
I've
can
said it
see like
twice.
my literature, like I have a rack card that's very basic, okay, because people don't have time for reading paragraphs, and a lot of people do not have the reading ability for
They just won't.
for narrative
regardless.
text.
Yeah.
They don't.
I won't.
So my rack cards say like 4 things about me and like 4 things that I care about, and they have a spot to write a note if the person doesn't answer the door. And with those, it's just like you can see the people that are flipping it over and over, like scanning it, and then I go, oh, I'm the Democratic candidate. There's also one Republican candidate. Like, and you know they're looking for that when they keep the flipping, because I didn't have it printed. I didn't have it printed on there. I was like, this is who I am. This is what's important to me, and that's what's
Smart.
printed on there in the website.
Yeah.
And a weird picture that everyone says doesn't look like me. So
It sets the conversation.
that's
it
been
sets up a
interesting.
conversation.
And then people will be like, either when I tell them, you know, my party affiliation, then you either get a big sigh of relief and like they unload all the things that are wrong with the world or our country on
It's
you,
my person.
or you can see the gears turning of like, but wait, she's a firefighter. Like, how can this be?
But her hair's not blue. How can she be one of them Democrats?
Not. I have this is my Trump gray, because I stopped having my hair colored after the election in November.
Trump
So that's
gray.
my resistance.
I got a Trump grays on my beard since January. It was not there before then. I've seen them sprout up. Real quick, I've said it a few times, but your training in speech therapy, communication, understanding some sort of therapy in communication. How has that helped you with? Because it seems like the things that you say is like, damn, that's smart. Yeah, that's right. That's what somebody with training would have thought of. Like that, how they answer them back with their question, repeat it back to them, or just those things you said. How does your training help you in this campaign, do you think? Or has
You know what? At the very beginning, in some ways, I was told that it wouldn't help me because people are like, you need to like not emphasize your college degrees. But my college degrees were very much vocational training. So even though I had to go 7 years full time and do clinical internships and all that, it was because I said, I want that job. And I went and did the training for that job. So when you can connect that stuff to like, vocational or like workforce stuff, people seem to get that. It's not like, oh, she has this fancy master's degree. So at the beginning, it was like, shh, don't bring up the master's degree. But really, like, obviously my education is in communication. So I talk a lot, but I can also listen because that's what people need out here. Like they don't need me knocking their door and telling them how I'm going to change the world with one house seat, because that's not realistic. But I do care about what matters to my neighbors and what matters in this district. And I know my district. Like I had some advice from different parts of the state in the Democratic Party that I just had to go, that doesn't fit us. Like that's not who we are in District 7. And the reason I know these people at that level is, again, because I'm in their home on the worst day of their life. Like you see some stuff in the first responder world that is devastating, but it's so real. And you see just the reality of how people live is not that different from me. I'm a regular working Iowan. I'm one couple bad Medicare denials on claims away from needing assistance myself. Like I don't have anything, to my name other than medical debt. So
wow.
I'm hopeful that I can keep connecting with people.
I have to leave at 8:00, so I have the biggest question before I go.
Is it a hard one?
Oh, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be freaking hilariously tough.
Let's get it out of the way then.
My language that I've used. What does this say about me? What have you noticed about the way I speak and the questions I've asked that you could reference or get from me?
So like analyze you, assess
Yes.
you.
Gut and analytics.
Okay, so first of all, the audio has been choppy for me, probably because rural people do not get good Wi-Fi. But I noticed like when Big Sarge had his video off, then everyone else's voice was clearer. So we may just be at capacity for my household's use of the interwebs here. But what I've noticed about you is you like say you're going to ask a question, but then you put a lot of content out there before we get to the question. So, I mean, I'm not a psychologist, but I'd say you're a complex thinker. Who cares about complex issues and speaks with a little bit of intensity, and we like that.
I can't believe you had to
Intense.
go and open that can of worms, because now it's just going to be like, and now, Big Sarge, guess what? I'm going to tell you, you're a filthy fucking pervert.
I mean, that analysis wouldn't be wrong. So.
That analysis would not be
Give me
wrong.
some
No,
context.
it
first.
wouldn't.
Right. So what I'm going to say is thank you for that. Is that just the nice version? Is there more in there? I can take it.
That's not enough.
No, I'll take that then. Guys, I love you all. Listen, thank you so much for what you do. Thank you for coming on here. I'm sorry I got to leave early, but thank you for stepping up where you are. Not enough people. The whole goal is to get people to run. be the change. Don't stop getting mad at the Democratic Party and challenge them. Why don't you run if you know what to do? And you are the example of that. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you for coming here, and thank you for what you do, honestly.
You're welcome.
Y'all on your own now.
Matt just lost power.
Is he frozen?
Yeah.
Look at him.
So
Look at
Yeah,
that
it wasn't
picture.
me though.
It
still
wasn't
went-
you.
at least,
That's hilarious.
at least he went out in style where he's just like,
Yeah, that
like
picture
he's not
is.
instead of being,
you know,
like he wasn't just like,
I need a screenshot. Like that's sexy right there. Let me get that picture. Look at that. Oh, then he's gone. I missed it.
Oh.
Bastard. I'm out of here.
That's
Have a good one, guys. Nice
Thank
to meet
you.
you.
see you, Doug.
Power is out.
Yeah.
Oops.
Oops.
Or as we say, oh.
Oh. Oh. I know. I have Iowa family, and my brother lives in St. Paul. The Midwestern
Okay, so
stuff a
you're
lot.
like you're claiming us.
My
Minnesota.
family's more South Dakota, Iowegian type people.
Uh-huh.
Definitely the rural stuff. And when I left and I moved away and I lived in cities, or at least in metropolitan areas, and really could see this, that I think that a lot of maybe urban liberal folks didn't see or didn't understand, that it was going to be more of a conflict. There's more of a schism between urban and rural than even a racial or or an income gap. It's a huge gap. I mean, I noticed that gap when I lived in New Jersey. The people in New Jersey would be like, why would you live in Wyoming? Or why would you live out in the middle of nowhere? And the people in the middle of nowhere would be like, why would you live in New Jersey? And they were worried for me. They were legit worried that I had to go back to New Jersey.
Yeah, and before this adventure, so I'm originally from Southern California, and I've been here 16 years. And before the current, thing that I'm trying to do here, the biggest thing people would ask me is like, why did you move here? Like, why?
Right. I mean, I had that when I grew up there. It was like, why, everybody couldn't wait to get out and go someplace,
Right. But that's the problem right now, is that if we're raising kids to go do big things and they're not wanting to do them in Iowa, that's great. And we're happy for them and we're proud of them. And I bring this up in groups all the time because when I'm having listening sessions or go to events, it's like, raise your hand if your kids went to college and then left Iowa, or at least went to a city in Iowa. Everybody raises their hand, and it's like, that's fine, but we're not going to have these small towns if we don't have resources, if we don't have those volunteer firefighters, because nobody's in town during the day, because there's no jobs, there's no infrastructure. The schools are declining. We don't have reproductive care. So if we can't fix some of these things, it's just going to be like corporate land ownership out here, and we're not going to exist. I don't know.
Yeah, that's where Wyoming's at. And they had completely done nothing to diversify their economy from oil and gas and coal. So now they're feeling great. They're actually building a nuclear power plant in Wyoming. It's kind of crazy, but they're going but that's exactly what it is. All of my siblings and cousins who went to the University of Wyoming, not a single one lives in the state. So that's what they're doing. They're preparing people to leave and go, because there aren't jobs, there isn't the infrastructure.
Yeah, and that means we don't matter. Like, land matters maybe, but we don't matter. Corn and beans mattered when there was a market. But it's like we
you had an
don't matter.
agricultural economy. They've based
we're getting ignored,
agricultural,
and we even get ignored, I think, by Des Moines. Because it is that much different.
My dad lived in Nebraska and was in western Nebraska in the Panhandle area, and that's one reason he moved back into Wyoming. They don't even pay attention. They don't even act like we're part of their state.
And a realization I had to make this quantifiable for you guys, of that House district of mine, that's 3.5 counties. A couple weeks ago, I was thinking about it. 3.5 counties, we don't have a Walmart in House District 7.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh.
We don't really have like so like our chain grocery store out here is Hy-Vee. Like there's not a
Yeah.
Hy-Vee, I don't think, in District 7.
Really?
I think
Yeah,
there's
what's the
one.
biggest town in that district?
Sac City.
Sac City.
1,800 people.
Wow.
1,800
Yeah.
people.
1,800 people's
So,
in the
like,
wow. Yep.
the door knocking is crazy because you'll go to one town and do some targeted doors, but like
Yeah.
then you got to drive an
You
hour
need a lot of
to
gas for this.
You need a lot of gas for this. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, but you
And
know,
yeah, somebody in the comments is like, it's good that you don't have a Walmart. Yeah, like Walmart's not the goal, but it's just for you to conceptualize. Like there are
but
people
when you
that
but when you
we live
live
like this.
there and you don't have anything, like my hometown is bigger than that, but we don't have, there's no Walmart. Literally the only place to get some things is at the Dollar General, or you
That's
got
what somebody
drive.
just said in the comments
Yep.
too. It
You
is
drive
Dollar General.
35 miles to where there is a Walmart and better grocery stores because it makes it more
Yes.
expensive in those smaller grocery stores.
And think about like our health. Okay, so if all we can get to is Dollar General, then we are eating frozen packaged foods while sitting in the middle of like this abundant farmland. It's so weird. Like,
Yeah,
but
it
yeah,
is
all I
weird.
can get to like within so if I even want to go to Walmart, I'm leaving the county and it's like, I don't know, 22 miles. The only thing I can get to in like 6, 8, 10 miles is Dollar General or a gas station.
Exactly. Yep. Where my folks live, you actually have to leave the state. You have to go. It isn't even another county.
Yeah, and like, and then we're gonna act surprised about a cancer crisis. Like we don't have clean water, we don't have access to healthy foods. Like
the healthcare
hello?
situation is bad. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. So people put stuff off until it's really bad. Terminal cancer.
I'm fine. Yep. Definitely.
Yeah. And that breaks my heart. Like I know I joke around a lot and I'm sarcastic, but like watching people die, it breaks my heart.
Yeah, well, you have to do that. Like you're going into people's houses,
Right. Like
and actually
literally.
seeing
Like I'm
how they,
either
you
out
know,
there. Yeah. Like I'm
seeing the
in your
situation.
home, seeing how you live, seeing how sick you might be. And then if you don't make it, then I'm one of the people that might be there to investigate your death. That's heavy.
That is heavy. And it is, you know, the people that know you personally, you know, I have to figure that that's going to help, you know, when you're going through this, because people talk to their neighbors and when they know someone, they spread the word in rural communities like that.
I hope so.
And that's what's more important. And I think probably de-emphasizing your party is a good idea. I mean, when they see you more as a neighbor and as a community member who's making these contributions, then that's going to be more impactful. I mean, you can't fall back on the party. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Not with everybody. Now Tim has lost power.
Well, just us then.
We're hanging on here. They had like tornado. I think they had a tornado in Houston yesterday or something.
Oh, I
So
did
there's
not
some
hear
weird
that.
weather. I think there's some really weird weather for sure.
I've had to become, with the special election, I've had to become pretty like narrow focused of like down
Right.
to like really what's the nitty gritty for these 3.5 counties. And I've missed some more national news in my attempt to do that.
You really do have to focus, but that's the way that the people in your community are thinking too. I mean, there's people that pay attention to national news, but those are but when you're dealing with this short of a time, that's the smart way to do it. It's strange to have an election in December for sure.
Yeah, it is strange. I'm hoping the
you're
weather
calling their
holds.
attention to it to get them to turn out at all, really, you know, basically.
Right. And that's the truth of it, because people, when you're at the doors, people don't know there's a special election. They don't know our representative quit because a lot of them never even heard of him. You know, he wasn't knocking doors. He wasn't having town halls.
He was falling back on what party he's from, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Getting the votes purely because of that.
Yeah. And because I mean, in the last cycle, there was an independent who ran, but I don't remember him campaigning at all. I'm sure I voted for him, but I had never heard the name. But it's been a while, like people, and that's the other thing this campaign is doing, I hope, is, and I did see a question real quick in the chat about can Iowa be more purple? One of the goals out here for this campaign is to engage people that haven't been engaged in a really long time. I mean, there's a lot of inactive voters out here, and they haven't had somebody show up at their doorstep and ask them what matters, or say like, hey, I'm a
Right.
Democrat.
How long have they
or
been inactive? Usually, does it indicates that?
I haven't dug into that data at all. But a lot of people, even if you do dig in and you see that they've been voting, at least in presidential elections, they're still not voting in primaries.
Right.
So that's what we're doing out here, is getting people engaged. So in the 2026 cycle, things can look different. And it is, in my region, it is looking like, I mean, probably not for this House seat, but in this area, it's looking like we're going to get a Democratic primary for like our U.S. House and U.S. Senate Democratic candidates, which I think is really, really exciting. And even gubernatorial, there's still a couple choices on the Dem side, so it's exciting.
Great. There's some people sucking it up and running. That's good, rather than being feeling defeated by this whole thing.
And a lot of those people have come out and helped me and knocked doors.
Yeah, that's the thing about that's the thing about being running as a Democrat, is you're gonna get some support from the county or state party when you do that. That's the benefit of that. I mean, I have to think not in your district as much, but in some places in Iowa. I mean, my grandparents were from Grinnell, and they would be just so sad if they saw what's happened in Iowa, like really, like everywhere.
Sure.
I mean, all of it, but especially Iowa, because that was, they were like FDR Democrats, and they just would be pretty miserable about how
it is sad. And like, I mean, the education system, for one, I think is devastating, because I remember growing up in California hearing like Iowa had a great reputation for education.
Right. We took their tests. We took their
Yes, and when I came here to work in schools, the reputation was strong, and that's not the case anymore. And it's really hard on school staff and state. There are state agencies that provide some of the special education and other services. And it's been hard to watch those sort of getting dismantled and defunded.
Well, that's the thing, is unfortunately, exploiting people often who don't really understand how things work, and distracting them with an issue like healthcare is their illegals are getting the healthcare, that they don't really understand how things work, and don't have the sophistication to understand how complex these issues are. And they don't understand why those services are become crappy. It's because if you don't invest in things, they fall apart. But that's not the message they're getting. So it is
no, it's really not. And there's just so much of that. And that's where I know I've said it already, but like kind of go back to storytelling, because when people have said like, well, what about the illegals that are getting Medicaid? I've been like, hold on. Give me one name that like where that's happening. And, I can give you, I'm not going to give you names for reasons obviously, but I can give you so many examples of like people I know that are either undocumented or lost work visas, thanks Trump, who like have needed help, and no one can get them help because of the immigration status. So like, it's kind of like, hey, I can give you these 3 quick examples like from right here. Can you give me any examples, or are you just like hearing this from whatever media you're consuming?
Exactly.
So,
because
I don't know that that's changing anybody's mind, but at least we're face to face having discussions.
Yeah, and the issue of them wanting things to be civil, you're going out and doing that due diligence, that work that it takes to put a face on being civil. That hello, here I am, and I am being civil.
I'm trying to put content behind it. I'm not out there saying, "Hey, vote Dem," "Hey, flip it blue" all the time. I'm out there saying, "These are the skills I have. Here's how I'd like to help. What's important to you?"
Right. You're not trying to preach to them. I mean, they feel,
No.
they don't, not surprisingly, they don't like being told they're stupid. So
Nobody
like
does. And we
they like
don't.
it if somebody comes
And
up
none of us like
and
being
speaks to
told that we
them.
made a mistake either.
That too.
But
yeah, I keep telling people
have
that.
been at a
Mhm.
I have been at a door where, and I don't go ask like, "Hey, who'd you vote for president?"
Right,
You
right,
know,
of course not.
I've
No.
been at a door where someone cried and apologized for voting for Trump
Oh,
and talked to me about how it devastated their family relationships
oh
because of some other things
goodness.
that happened, specifically
Yeah.
pertaining to reproductive care and other things. And
Mhm.
like, I wasn't coming to your door to make you cry or ask for an
right. I wasn't
apology
coming to demand an
or
apology.
no, like, and then it's like, okay, well, thank you for sharing all that. Would it be all right if I place a yard sign? And they're like, yes, place a yard sign.
Well, there you go. That was an opportunity.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I've been telling people that my friend, a lot of friends that are really angry, and we're all angry, but people, you get angry and you think these people, and it's like, you can't expect that they're going to come and have some kind of come to Jesus moment and apologize and admit they were wrong. You just have to accept
Right.
that some people will just start, they might not even say anything, but they will vote the way that they feel like they have to.
Right.
And they
Yeah,
may not be
I hope
public
so.
about that,
Right. And
But you
it's
can't
scary.
think that they're going
I
to.
do have a lot of people that are like, hey, I'm totally with you, but I can't put out a yard sign because XYZ neighbor or whatever. And like,
I
it's
honestly,
sad that there's
in
that
my
much
neighborhood,
fear.
I get a little weirded out by that because I mean, I have neighbors that like have a Trump flag. They have an actual flagpole that they fly. And so totally, when I put out my my Beto sign, I was like, I'm gonna put it kind of close to this, kind of close so they can't get to it, maybe. I mean,
Yep.
it's too bad. And that's the civility. That's again, it's that civility and the being divisive.
Yeah, but why is the civility one-sided? Like, and that's the thing I've told people is like,
I know.
I need you to be brave. I need you to say yes to some yard signs if you can. If you're safe, I need you to be brave so that someone else can see it and feel safe.
That's all it is, too. I mean, the wearing of your shirt is the same thing.
Exactly.
And I try to talk to my
exactly the
kids
same
about that so that that's the idea that this is somebody putting something in your face that's offensive to you. It's like, it's just a symbol to show someone that you're a safe person or a safe place.
Right.
That's all it is.
Right.
It doesn't
And
mean
that
anything more.
Doesn't it? And that has been really important to me as a first responder. Since COVID, we've seen this increase in suicidal attempts in girls ages 11 to 14.
And I've heard that.
Many,
Yeah, I've heard that.
and those are the numbers. But I've also like seen it with my own eyes, even in a tiny rural town. And it's heartbreaking. But the data is these kids just need one connected adult to accept them. And that's what changes things. And so if I can be that for 2 minutes, then that's what I'll do.
Yeah, it's challenging in rural areas, definitely, to have those opportunities because there aren't a lot of, what you have your own business and you put up a sign or, people don't have those connections with each other necessarily outside of community centers or churches. And of course that can be fraught. So it's hard to find community when you're in a rural area, when you
It really is. And
don't
that
have
is
those.
really what fire department membership has done for me is give me a family. Like, we don't always get along. We don't always have fun, but like, that's real for
You're right.
family. And that's been a source for that. But now on this journey, like, I know it's kind of cliche, but man, the people I've met on this journey, like, it's been such a breath of fresh air, to just talk to people off of social media and find like-minded individuals and have, I don't know, we were at a live music event this weekend, and somebody like came up and whispered to me, they're like, hey, you have my vote. Like, I'm registered Republican and XYZ, but like you have my vote. And then to say like, thank you for running. It's like, okay, well, you're welcome. Somebody had to do it.
Well, and that's what helps them if they know you, yeah, if they know you and you can allay any fears that they might have that you're gonna, I don't know what they think you're gonna you would do.
I don't know what like magical power is they think is being granted to me with like one rep seat, but
I know. What do they think? Like, the opposite, like, we get ads, we have ridiculous ads where this dude in Texas is going to run against our horrible attorney general, and one of his ads says that they defeated the atheists by putting the 10 Commandments back in the classroom, like things like that. Like, do they think you're going to do something only the diametric opposite of that? I don't know.
And that's where like you really, I think I've been able to tell people in an instant like what my core values are, and that, I don't know, I hope that overcomes some of that. It's like, hey, like, I want you to have freedom of religion. That's what our country is about. It's not about having a Christian nation, guys. It's not about having an atheist nation, guys. It's just about having government. But I've been able to say my core values are service, work, advocacy, and truth. And most people can connect with that. Like,
yeah, like cutting out the, wordiness, like, as you said, people aren't going to read that, just boil it,
right.
condense it down.
Yeah.
And you don't have
They don't
time
have-
because you don't have
They
time.
don't
to deal
have
with that.
time. We're trying to survive. People are like, at the time I was knocking a lot of doors, that was when there were not SNAP benefits, and people are busy and they're trying to get by, and they're like, why is someone at my door in the first place? So we keep it succinct and keep listening. That's what we'll do.
Well, people in the rural areas are saving my family right now because my dad passed away and the house is empty, the farm's empty, and we have our neighbors that are just they've been working the fields, so they're the ones saving us, and I'm not talking about politics with them.
No, and that is one of the coolest things out here, is that people will come together like that. I hear a lot of stories about, a farm injury or an unexpected death, and people are like, okay, we're going to pull together and get the work done. And that's a really cool thing about rural America, especially. I've also told people that at the doors that I have 4 dogs. That's a great icebreaker, because usually they're trying to hold back a dog from greeting me. It's like, no, okay, it's okay. I have 4 dogs.
Definitely.
So anything really that's just
comes.
makes me a regular human is hopefully connecting with people.
And that's what they need, those things that connect everybody, so that they don't see it as a Democrat thing or a Republican thing. I think that's going to be important. I'm so interested to hear what your turnout is going to be like when you have
so far with
few people
with the early voting. Early voting opened last week, so people can travel to their county courthouse already, to the auditor's office, which in some cases is a lot of travel, and in some it's not. And the early voting turnout that I was hearing, like after day 2, was unexpectedly high. So
you're talking about it. Yeah. The fact that you're just calling attention to the fact that there is an election is good. It can only help.
So we'll see. I mean, the numbers are the numbers out here, but also they're not because, like I said, people register one way to vote in one primary or because of the work, the industry they're in, and it's not the whole story. And we have lots and lots of independents in Iowa.
Yeah, that is true. I can imagine that that's true. They at least want to see themselves that way. And if you can get some of them that haven't been voting lately to come out,
Right. And my
that'll be
favorite
good.
thing to hear at the door has been, so like there's a script and I'm supposed to ask how likely you are to vote for me. And that is cringeworthy. So
Right.
my
Ooh.
very favorite thing at the doors has been when people will say, well, I don't know, I'm an independent and I need to look at the candidates and do more
Okay.
research. That is exactly what we want, people. That's
Yeah.
democracy. Like that's what we're asking.
Yep.
This is what democracy looks like.
Go, Tim.
Did I miss anything whilst I was out from the?
Mostly we just waited for you quietly and wondered,
Yeah, we just kind of stared at each other.
yeah, what we should do in your absence.
The cat came around.
There was a cat. We talked about my
There
4
was a cat.
dogs.
Yep. Things and stuff.
I got a cat here. He is wandering around
Did
somewhere.
did anybody not notice that he came around? Because that was hilarious.
Yeah, and
He came and
saw
blocked
your
his
dog sitting
camera.
there on the couch. Who was? Oh, my cat. Yeah,
Your
he
cat.
got up here and was like, at least this time, you know, he avoided like sticking his arsehole like right in the camera, where he's just like, guess what? Here's the eye that thinks.
I have a music video for you. Don't we forget?
This is very different from my Iowa Public Radio interview today.
Oh.
Yeah, they probably were like not using profanity and drinking.
Not so
and
much. No,
Were there
there were
not
no
so many-
Talking about-
cat butts
Not so many
involved in
cats?
making
The anus is
Iowa
on-
Public Radio interview today.
feline anus.
No, feline anus. And other pets.
And
Well,
there's the-
hi.
Matt must have just you have a surge or
I don't know. Matt's probably not coming back. I'm gonna be honest with you.
yeah, no, I think he's not coming back.
I had to come back because
I'm sitting there
Nobody
thinking I'm
can
going to
do the
shut this
stream.
thing down.
Yeah, we don't know how to wrap up without
I
you.
don't know how to shut it down. I'm going to
Yeah,
click
so the
goodbye.
so that actually brings up a good point. So the platform that we're currently using is StreamYard, and today is the final stream on StreamYard. I actually vaguely contemplating sending you a brand new URL, being like, no, we're not going to use StreamYard. We're going to use this other new platform. But I figured that would just set us up for failure, even more so than now. But with like 2 admins losing power or whatever, and then another one that's just like, yeah, I gotta.
But I didn't. So there we go. Even
Yeah,
with this win.
yeah.
Yeah,
You guys, my yard
Ah.
signs are now all over this district. It is just chaos.
They're pulling them out
Everybody
of
in
the-
rural Iowa is now trading yard signs because it's so windy.
Right. They're pulling them out of the, the water.
And
the
it's going to
cow's
cause so much
water and-
confusion.
Yep.
So we're actually the next time that we do this, we're going to be switching to a platform called OneStream, where hopefully, aside from Facebook and YouTube, I can also stream to Instagram, Twitch, TikTok, and OnlyFans.
And
Wow.
OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Feel the power.
Power.
It's a thing.
So I decided to switch today because I pay for StreamYard. I have their like core account or whatever. It's like $49 a month or something. an equivalent account from OneStream is like $39 a month, and it has like 45 different platforms. There's stuff on there that I've never even heard about. That I'm like, well, that's a streaming thing. What the hell is this? And then
We gotta
things
ask
like
the
LinkedIn.
kids.
We're gonna find out.
Yeah. So, like, we don't have accounts on any of these. Actually, give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull it up and
Can you
just
do
rattle off a couple of the
polls?
names.
Does it do polls? I love those when you do live polls.
I think there's a poll feature on there.
Oh,
All
that'll be
right, so
fun.
social platforms. All right, so we've got Facebook page, Facebook group, Facebook profile. You have LinkedIn profile, LinkedIn page, which I didn't even know those
LinkedIn.
were things,
You can stream to LinkedIn.
Everybody
Okay.
just
right?
tolerates
There's
LinkedIn.
there's a custom thing where you can like it's called custom RTMP, which is something that like streamers are familiar with. Basically, you acquire the server URL and a stream ID key. There's YouTube, which everybody knows. There's also Twitch, which everybody knows. Like, we have Twitch links to this, but we don't use it. And then there's Twitter.
Hey, Erica.
And then Instagram, TikTok, Vimeo, which is a video platform for like filmmakers.
Wow.
That's
That's like
to
kind of a
YouTube.
throwback,
Not really.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a Vimeo account for Bravo Whiskey Charlie Films, but like nobody looks at it except other filmmakers. So I
But
was
it
like,
has tumbleweeds.
on YouTube. Amazon Live, Hopin. I think it's Hopin, but I'm not 100% sure. Steam, which, I mean, if you're a gamer, you know what Steam is, but I'm like, I don't want to have.
Or if you have
tons of-
teenage children, you do.
Yeah.
I had to make one so we could play
WebEx event,
D&D.
Phone Live, Telegram,
Hell,
DLive, ViewStub, Trovo, Stage 10, Wowza, Duckcast, Dambuser. These sound like stupid band names.
Are these in the
This
dark?
sounds made up. Yeah, like
Mob
this
Crush,
service has
Africa.
everything.
Yeah.
20 dudes out there on some of these.
Daily Motion, which I remember from back in the
Daily
day.
Motion is a. Mhm.
Picarto, Movie, Flow Player, Loots, Cacao TV. I don't even know what the fuck that says. That's Chinese. Huya DNA. So yeah, huya.com.
Now you're just making things up.
Chinese site. I'm literally not. Let me share this with y'all. Y'all check this out.
You got to tell us if you've ever heard any of these. We need a poll.
Yeah, I've heard of some of them. All right, here we go. Share.
Which of
Bam.
these have you heard
Somebody's
of?
All right.
asking about MySpace, though.
Is that Toot Loot?
No,
Okay, hold
there's
on.
no
I'm gonna need
MySpace on there.
I'm gonna need my readers to see this.
Oh no.
Right.
That's why I have these.
So starting back up
Maybe
at the top.
I
here's the
can make it
things.
big. Okay.
Yes,
D-
you can.
D Live.
Yeah, I don't know what like,
WebEx?
that.
Is that a
lower
WebEx?
you go. Yeah, there's WebEx.
Well,
and there's,
IBM. So now I've heard of one.
Naver TV, MX Cloud, No Live,
Flow Player.
OnlyFans. Like I
OnlyFans.
recognize that one. Yeah,
OnlyFans. We have
And
OnlyFans.
we do. We don't use it for anything. I got that for those.
We
Confederate
don't use
videos,
it
but
for
nobody
anything.
fucking said. We could.
That you know of.
Anyway, IBM has a streaming service. Have they been relevant in the past like 30 years?
They just make
I don't-
stuff, right?
I don't know what this. So anyway,
That was quite the list.
Here's Winston.
Part of me wants to like create an account on these platforms just to see like if we pick up any extra viewers, but then I'm going to be bombarded with emails, and I just don't.
Do we
care.
want those people?
If we can spread the good word about the Church of Sons of Liberty,
Good word.
then one more soul that we save. I don't know.
I did maybe spit out my coffee this morning over your comment about being a single issue voter. That was special to me.
Oh, Yeah, so that's something that I said like last year back in June or July or something, and I was
Yeah.
literally just riffing off the cuff, and people were like, "Ooh, that's pretty good. I like that. I'm going to use it."
It
I was like,
it was
"Okay."
so good, like for what I'm trying to do right now, which is exhausting, and it was so relevant. It was
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
too bad you wouldn't be able to take time out to go get like kind of the refreshing going to DC thing that you get with being around a lot of people and having that. You're just too busy right now doing, you have to focus on what you're
well,
doing. It's coming up here.
my county had its first protest on the first No Kings, and it was in that when you asked my biggest town was Sac City, which is population 1,800.
Right.
And we had 50 at No Kings #1, and we were really, really proud.
Yeah.
And our second No Kings was in the 80s for turnout, and
Yeah. You can see it's more. Yep. That's the way our small
Yeah.
town one nearby was. Yep.
it's fun.
Yep. You can tell it's bigger and it is just showing up so other people can see. We got way more
Right.
honking and stuff too, like even people that didn't come, but much more excitement and noise and yep.
I did have a favorite sign at No Kings 2. I went to Fort Dodge, Iowa first, which was a bigger one than our local one. And I think my favorite sign that day was "Honk if you're not in the Epstein files." That was
Mhm.
enjoyable.
Yep. There you go.
People were like, "Oh, I'm definitely going to honk for this because I don't want anybody to get the wrong
Wait,
idea."
what?
Everybody knows them.
And at that one, we had a counter protest that occurred
Oh.
at the end of our rally, and it had 3 individuals, only one of which who could stand. The other 2 were seated for it.
Okay. We had a couple trolls show up to ours, then they got escorted. The organizers were good about that. They spotted them and said, "See these people
right here.
Just let them walk on through. Do not engage."
The headwear was the identifying thing for us, so it was easy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It was simple.
Like, well, when you're there, you're thinking, "Oh wait, is that? Oh no, is that?" Yeah.
Trying to find this. I did this film thing a while ago where I was imitating a tent revivalist from like the 50s, but I can't find it. People in the comments are like, "Ew, Reverend Tim." Ah.
Like exercising the demons and all that.
Yeah.
No, I didn't get crazy. Like, so I grew up in a religious household. My dad is a Methodist minister who went back and forth between various denominations when he got saved at some point after I was born or whatever. And, he was Pentecostal Holiness, Assemblies of God, Presbyterian. It's just this whole mixing bowl of things. So, and this was in the Bible Belt. So there were a lot of times where I got dragged to a church, and there's some sweaty guy with big hair who's like throwing a Bible around like it's like he's about to chuck it at you. And I had some pretty formative experiences with that. So like I can very easily adapt that personality. And so I had to, when I was living in Atlanta, I was an indie filmmaker, and on occasion I would see something pop up on the various actor pages that I was part of. And one of them was like, we're looking for someone who can do like a 1960s evangelist, like a tent revivalist. And just on a whim, I was like, I could do that. I'm not an actor, but I could definitely do that. So I whipped up this video and sent it to them, and they're like, this is great. And then they saw that I had like a huge beard, and they're like, would you shave that? And I'm like, fuck no, I won't. And they're like, all right, well, we can't use you because
You're out.
everybody in the 60s was clean shaven unless you were a dirty hippie. I was like, if this role pays, I would shave my beard. And they're like, oh no, it's I was like,
Too bad it wasn't radio.
There
Right?
you go.
So let me switch. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna see if I can find this, because now that I've mentioned it, I think
You're gonna have to post it.
So
if
while
you
you're
have to dig it.
looking, I will preach the good word that I can preach, which is I need people to look for those seats that somebody has to run for and that they are capable of, and that maybe haven't had anybody challenge an incumbent in a long time or something of that sort, especially out here in rural areas. And do it, you guys. You can do this. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to step up. And that's what I'll preach for you.
okay, I think I found it. Give me 1 sec. Oh wait. I've not looked at this page in ages. There it is. All right.
Is it on your IBM stream?
All right,
It
hold
will
on.
be.
Me-
Tomorrow.
So we
For
have
only
the power.
$39 a month.
We have the power to do it.
1 sec. All right, let's see. Present screen. Share screen. There it is.
Yes, thank you for stepping up. And thank you for telling people to step up. I'm looking at the comments a little bit.
All right. Let's see.
Oh.
All right. I got rid of the video, and because I was like in pajamas or whatever, but it's a static image, but the dialogue is me. So let's see. Here we go.
So these aren't your extras then?
Every last one of us, all of it in hell a long time ago, and nothing but the mercy of God is keeping it from being dropped into hell right to the floor this morning. I can die when God Almighty's got it written down. Red letter in his book for some lost men this morning. Can I get an amen? Hallelujah, brother. But it is.
Oops.
I'm getting
Some of it-
filibuster ideas from this.
Some of it in tongues.
No. So what I did was like they
Sounds like an
asked me to
auctioneer.
prepare a monologue. So the audition instructions usually, so when you audition for a part, usually they'll one of two things happens. They'll send you what's called a side, which is basically like a chunk of script that they want you to do, or you will just send them like a monologue. And this company asked for a monologue of you being the preacher. They're like, let's see you do a tent revivalist. So I, being intimately familiar with tent revivalists, I was like, all right, well, I know the delivery style that I want, but I don't know what. So I looked up tent revivalists from like the 50s and 60s, and I found this guy who was an absolute fire-breathing dragon. In the 50s and 60s, he was like already, a senior citizen, and I got an audio copy, like an audio download or whatever of one of his sermons, and it had a transcript to it, and I was like, okay, this looks pretty good. So I took parts of it and kind of adapted it to fit what I wanted to do, and then I memorized this whole thing. It was like 2 paragraphs of talking about the great book and your name being in it and being saved, and I just memorized it and just belted it out on camera, and it broke my heart when they were like, you need to shave for this role. And I was like, I'm not ever shaving again. I'm just not.
You
Not
are
unless-
that guy.
Not unless you're going to pay me like SAG rates or whatever, Screen Actors Guild rates.
Right.
Which,
Scale.
you know, I would have even taken like the new media thing where they pay you like, you know, $20 in gas or whatever. But they're like, oh, we don't have the budget to pay anybody. I was like, and I felt that deep down in my soul because as an indie filmmaker, I'm trying to get everything for free 99 if I can. So I understood, but I'm like, but I'm not going to shave my beard. I'm just not. So they passed on me.
It's standards.
But I kept the audio. And I was like, let me see if I can. So I saved it for something. Anyway. Yeah. People were like, ew, Tim is a reverend? Like, I could totally do that job if I were a believer.
No,
And if it
you don't have
paid.
to be a believer. You could have no scruples and just.
I read about that.
That's my
where,
problem. Too many scruples.
Yes, you have too many
Yeah.
scruples, apparently.
That's
Who
my
knew?
lifelong issue here.
Look,
Oh,
people that are like, so you want to, let me show this comment. We're never going to see your chin ever. My chin is like right here. So yes, technically, you know, I could lift it up or whatever. I tell you what, if you find me on Facebook and send me a friend request, you could dig through my photo history of profile pictures, and there are a couple of pictures where I don't have a beard.
There will be a chin.
So there's probably two. I have a very thick. I have like a 19-inch neck, and it has been between like 18 and a half to 19 and a half inches the entire time since like 1997. So
the entire time.
yeah, I'm not a small guy. I'm like, and people see me on camera from like here up, and then they see me in real life, and they're like, oh, I didn't realize you had a fat ass. I'm like,
They don't say that.
yeah, they do.
Have you met people? Yeah, they
Yeah,
say that.
this past weekend, as a matter of fact, they're
Priscilla.
like, oh, that's why they call you Big Sarge. And I'm like, what? You thought it was this dick?
Something. Thank you, Mrs. Admin.
I don't know where the camera
No, I got a little dad bod Buddha belly going on here, and people saw that shit at protests in DC and were like, I thought you were like 6-pack abs and big old biceps, and I'm like, no.
Well, Mr. Burns is sort of a legend in the fire service out here because he refused to be clean shaven for his firefighter testing with the mask on. And but he totally loopholed it. So his nickname is Sideburns, so he's Josh Sideburns.
There you go.
Obvious reasons. So for the firefighter 1 test in Iowa, at least at the time, like the only written rule was that you had to get a good mask seal. Okay, which for me was really difficult because it's hard to find a size small mask because this, job, at least in the volunteer rural Iowa world, is not for the ladies. And so that was my issue. But 2 years ago, they called them cadet hands. I was like, no, these are just my hands. Like I need small gloves. Like, sorry. But Mr. Burns only like trimmed the sideburns. And so by the way the rules were written, he could get a good mask seal for his SCBA.
Because it's
but
the front part.
The proctors tried to challenge that and be like, you're not clean shaven, you're out. And he was like, actually, watch this. So He's a
That's
legend.
Section
I
21,
fucking hate that
side
because I had
paragraph
the
4.
same issue where they're like, "Oh, you can't get a good seal with a beard," and I'm like, "Watch me, motherfucker!" And I put the mask on, and they're like, "Breathe!" And I'm in the mask, and you can't breathe in a mask. So I mean, you can, but you can't. So I'm in the mask, and I'm like Darth Vadering myself to like make it sound like I'm breathing. I'm like, oh, oh, oh. Meanwhile, I'm like ramping up my heart rate, and it's and then they're like, no, sing the national anthem, and I'm like, okay, just to prove it, and you know, you're in the CS chamber, so you've got like gas swirling around, and you're like, I think I can smell the gas coming through. I hope that's not a bad seal. You
It
can
might be.
absolutely get a good seal with a beard. You can't get like the most perfect seal if you had like a sweaty little boy face. But
No,
you
and
can
I'm
still get a
not
good
claiming
seal.
to know any of that because I've never had a beard. But in his case, it was just like the trimming. It wasn't the shaving. It was like enough trimming to still get a seal.
Yeah, you chop
It
it
was pretty
down to,
epic.
you know, like a chin strap look.
And yes, and now he's the chief. So I mean, it's big time.
Yeah, that always makes me laugh when like on military pages we're like, oh, you can't have a beard because if you go into the CS chamber, you won't get a good seal. I'm like, motherfucker, when was the last time that any U.S. troops were gassed in war? I'll give you a hint. It starts with a W and ends with a 1. And also, by the way, you can get a good seal. Like, there are plenty of scuba divers with big ass beards who wear a mask, a face mask, to go diving.
I didn't think about that argument, but it's the same thing. It's like
Right?
probably even more critical because you're gonna drown.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're going to be the one.
Well, I mean, if you've got like a rebreather, anyway. But with like a breather mask.
Yeah, and really, like, I mean, we're volunteers. Like, we're not military. We're fire volunteers. Like, we're doing our best, and this is kind of what you get, unless anybody else wants to join and help us out, who's even better.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Gas in war crime. Gas on protesters. Sure, have fun. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just do what you want. Right?
Apropos of Secretary of Defense threatening to recall a guy.
Wait, Secretary of what?
Secretary of Defense.
Okay, thank you.
I'm not calling him the Secretary of War because if they can't recognize the chosen name of transgender people, then I'm not going to recognize their chosen name of their fake ass department.
We're going to dead name that department all day long.
Yeah.
The Gulf
Exactly.
of Mexico.
Meanwhile, I've got liberals in my comments who are like, you know, when you dead name the Secretary of War, you're just as bad as people who dead name transgender people. And I'm like,
Really?
why don't you fuck off somewhere else, you fuck bag? I've reached my fill
To the
for
moon.
for the rest of the year. My quota is full, and I want to be compassionate and accepting and tolerant of people, but the amount of bullshit that we get in our comments, and it's not just me. Today I read a post from Father Nathan Monk. Father Nathan Monk, the most gentlest soul on the planet, who I met in person this past weekend, and he's
And I saw the pics.
very, very shy, and which is weird because when you see him do comedy, he's like up in your face, but then when you talk to him in person, he's very shy. It was so weird. Anyway, somebody accused him of being a paid protester this past weekend from the left, and I'm like,
What?
and other people, other influencers like Off Your Wagon and Cliff Cash, they got it too. We got it in our comment sections, and I'm just like, I'm about to break up with the left. I'm just gonna go be quote unquote independent and just do the same shit, but make fun of everybody. What I call the super woke leftist, which also gets me unfollowed because people are like, you can't make fun of wokeism. Yes, I can.
They're telling
I'm
us
just-
that the Thanksgiving is performative.
Yes, they're like, oh, you can't be a liberal and celebrate Thanksgiving. That's a colonialism
it's
holiday.
celebrating
And I'm
genocide.
like, you know what?
You're eating turkey and
I'm gonna eat that turkey, and I'm gonna be like, all those salty liberal tears.
it's
Just
genocide.
not
kitty.
because I'm a dick and I want to, but because you fucking told me you did this, Becky.
Don't tell us
Anyway.
our business.
Yeah. Don't tell me my business, devil woman.
Your like quota
No,
or
I'm
whatever
gonna
you're calling your quota or whatever you're calling this that you've hit, it's like reminding me so much of like a crappy ACA deductible. Like, oh cool, it's December 1st, so we can get some health care because we met our deductible, and then we're gonna I'm gonna mammogram it up next month, you guys, and then January 1st comes, I'm done.
Stick that boob in a
After
vice.
this special election, I'm getting a mammogram and I'm going to the dermatologist, get some weird stuff looked at, and then January 1, done. Healthcare over.
That's all I got. That's all you got.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up, even though I really don't want to because we're having such a great time. Rachel, December 9th, Tuesday, December 9th. December, not special election. We got to get Rachel into office because the alternative is fucking
not representative of me.
Yeah.
If you know
and apparently
anybody
not
who lives in her
representative of your-
district,
Not
We do. We
representative
know
of-
everybody.
Yeah, there's only
She knows them
1,800
all
people in the whole
already.
district, and they're all like
Right,
independent
like-
too. So
Okay, technically there's 32,000, but I do feel like I know all of them. Yes.
driven to all their houses down their long driveways.
Yes. Mhm. Skipped over
Their
some
fields.
with certain flags flying, but yeah.
Well, now it's going to really mix it up with the 60 mile an
I
hour
would
winds.
I would be like,
Oh, hello.
Hi. Did you want a yard sign?
She had somebody
Here's-
apologize to her. Did you
No,
miss that, Tim?
don't ask them if they want. Just plan it. Be like, there you go, yard sign.
She had somebody cry and apologize to her for the
Uh-huh.
way they voted.
For voting for Trump. At the doors. I didn't ask her. I did not ask.
Don't
That
you
wasn't
feel
survey
sorry
question.
for the way you voted? You're not
Do you
doing
feel
that.
shame for what you've done? Yes or no?
Oh,
That's crazy.
On a scale of 1 to 5.
how shitty
How
do
sad
you
are you?
feel? Yes.
No, but really, it was really awful, and it was like heartbreaking, and it was great to like get that personal in a short visit like that.
And that's the only time that's ever going to happen to any of us that's even watching
And thank
this
you
or listening to this.
to the comments. I love you too.
Oh, brisket and titties. There we go.
Yeah,
There's
somebody
no way.
said
Good
Tim
and
needs
teased.
to come out and door knock.
I said steak and boobs,
That
and I guess that's not the same thing.
That would
I
be fun.
am not ever going to run for office because here's why. If I ran for office, like let's say you've got not a special election, but like just I'm going to throw my name in the ring. So you've got about a year of lead time. That entire time,
Yeah.
every single day would be spent in front of a camera getting ahead of controversies and scandals with like, all right, you remember the scene in Goonies where the Fratellis captured Chunk and they sat him down in front of the blender and they're like, all right, we want you to spill the beans. Tell us everything. And he's like, in third grade, I pushed my sister down the stairs. That would be me. But a whole ass 50 years worth of
Oh, wow.
misdeeds and debauchery. My wife is back there and she's like, yeah, tell them about the time you had sex with the Asian twins or whatever. I would be
Just
like,
like
all right.
doxing yourself.
Yeah, it would be a whole year of me being like, well, I'm going to talk about the
Self-taught.
issues that I'm on my platform that are relevant to me and that everybody wants to hear about. But first, you're going to find out that when I was in the military, I got an Article 15 for having a threesome with my wife and her girlfriend. And
Not me. Wait, not this wife.
so that's why I'm not ever going to run for office.
Other wife.
Because it would just be a years long of like, at the end of the campaign, people would be like, I can't even vote for you because I have no idea where you stand on the issues because the entire time you're just confessing your sins.
You're gonna have to have
Yeah,
a
I
blanket
can't
disclaimer
not
at the beginning of this.
The rack card you'd have to leave at people's doors would be like a scroll.
It would just be like rolls of toilet paper with
It's an accordion.
Yeah.
All right. I definitely got to wrap this up. Rachel, thank you so much for being with us. Live stream schedule
This has been
right
fun
now.
and weird.
Tuesday, December the 2nd. Next Tuesday, we've got Dr. Kenneth Morgan Aguilera of Texas 12th District. That's if he hasn't watched the stream and been like, oh, I can't be on this guy's stream. Tuesday, December 9th.
And if you get the new platform figured out.
Yeah.
Oh, I've already tested it. It works now.
Hopefully I have no power problems.
Yeah, hopefully. Tuesday, December 9th,
This
we've
whole
got
country is a power problem.
Immigrant Pantry Memphis. And then tentatively, December 16th, Eljo, hang on to your panties. We have return guest Bernard Taylor. Now, because Bernard is in the Removal Coalition, what I'm doing for Removal Coalition people is if they send us an email and they want to do it sooner than, 5 Tuesdays from now or whatever, let us know a date that works for you, and we'll be happy to do a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, whatever live stream. So, but right now he's on the schedule for the 16th. So
Bernard. Okay.
She's in the comments. I mean,
is this being recorded?
Yeah.
It is.
Okay. That's going to be our stream for tonight. Rachel, again, thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks for being here. It's great to talk to you.
We've had a great time.
We'll keep an eye out on things. Keep us updated on your campaign.
Visit me at the website burnsforiowa.com, and if you throw donations this way, then my super cool digital ad will get out even farther.
And she needs gas
you've
money.
only got like 2 weeks left before the election, so we're definitely going to want to follow up on that. So let's see what happens, and you can do your first live stream with as the candidate elect, the congressperson elect,
representative,
Rep-elect,
state representative,
Rep-elect.
Replect. Yeah, we'll do it as
All
a launch party for my 2026 campaign too.
Yeah, gotta keep
Oh
the
yeah, you
pressure
still got to
on.
do all that too, don't you?
Because you got to do it again.
Yeah. I saw Elo about to do the 2 claps in a Rick. Do you want to go ahead and close this out?
2 claps and a Rick. All right, 2 claps and a Rick.
You can't ambush us like that and be like, let's do it again. You got to be like, all right, y'all ready?
That's my audition.
Yep, that was your audition. Now it's live. Go.
All right, 2 claps and a
go.
Rick. Are we ready?
Woo!
Wow.